Marco 889 here. Now that E3 is over and Nintendo has announced a lot of stuff about the new Smash Bros. Game, including 3 new characters for it. The Villager, the Animal Crossing Villager guy thing, I really don't care much about that guy. Wii Fit Trainer, who is definitely an interesting choice, and Mega Man, who is just awesome. I'm going to be going over today who I'd like to see in the next Smash Bros. Game. Now, for this decisions, I guess you could say, I chose people who actually have chances of getting in there. Not like real fantasy characters like a lot of people have, like Sora from Kingdom Hearts. As cool as that would be, it's very, very unlikely. I mean, as far as I'm aware, Kingdom Hearts 3 isn't even coming to a Nintendo console. All their main series games are on other consoles. Why toss them in? Anyway, that's unimportant. I also tried to limit characters from certain games. Didn't really work too well, but I tried. I didn't want to put too many people in from Pokemon or Mario or something like that. But it doesn't always work out that way. Well, I also tried to choose characters who are really believable, as I said, to be in the game, and who actually fit in the game, who would just meld perfectly with the style that's already in place. So, without further ado, why don't we hop right in and get started? By the way, these are in no specific order. And we're starting it off with a character from the Metroid universe, Woodley. Now, Woodley made an appearance in Smash Bros. Brawl as a boss character. And really, Woodley could fit into the Smash Bros. Universe really well if just shrunk down and pretty much like Bowser was. Bowser was not really a small character per se before his Smash Bros. Appearance, and really they could just put Woodley on par with that and just kind of shrink him down, scaling down, and still make him fierce and agile. You could definitely get a great character out of Woodley. It just takes a little trying, really. I'm really hoping for another boss character in the game anyway, so who knows, hopefully Woodley is in. And next is kind of a cheat, but from the Tales of Symphonia game, for the GameCube, Lloyd Irving or Kratos Orion. Now, both characters are a Namco trademark character, and with Namco working on the game, they really do make a wise choice to be in the game. And I kind of put both of them together because I really couldn't decide who I'd want over the other. I know Lloyd's the main character, so he'd definitely stand a much better shot, but I think he could have more variety with Kratos, and being, an angel of Crucius, and being able to wield magical powers and whatnot. I think that'd be a nice little touch to Smash Brothers. Is not just a swordsman, not just another swordsman, but someone who can really use magic well as a swordsman and use it to his advantage. His lightning, his fireballs, all that stuff could really make it interesting to see Kratos in the game. Next, from F-Zero, is Samurai Guru, or this guy. F-Zero really needs another character to represent themselves. Just Captain Falcon is not enough. Now, really Samurai Guru is the best choice. I don't really know much about the F-Zero games, but from what I hear, Samurai is really the main enemy of Captain Falcon. He's in every game from what I gather, and there's someone like Blood Falcon, who I believe is more of an evil villain than him, but really he looks like he would just be a Captain Falcon ripoff anyway. So why not go with someone who would definitely be original? He can wield his sword like he did in Brawl as the assist trophy. And he could really make the game more interesting by having another F-Zero character, having a big, strong character in there would really do them well. Next up is from The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess is Wolf-Link and Midna. Really a great combo that could work well together. You know, Wolf-Link being the basis of attack, of the regular attacks anyway. And then you have Midna, who could use that hair-like thing on her head that really acts as a giant hand a lot of times. It helps Wolf-Link out, and it's really just all around beneficial. You could really use that to get some creative special moves from them. And think about that, the up attack is Midna just reaching up while holding onto Wolf-Link and just grabbing the edge of the stage. That'd be really cool. And for that final smash even, you could just have Midna transform into that thing that whenever you get those 3 Twilight parts, it's been a little while since I played the game, you could have her transform into that and just go crazy on the enemies. It'd be really cool. And next up is Plusle and Minun from the Pokemon series. Now, these two could definitely function like the Ice Climbers. I mean, they were pretty much made for double battles anyway in the Pokemon games. They were made as a way to really show that new type of battle in the 3rd generation. And really, it would be the best way to represent the 3rd gen in a way that has not been represented in Smash Brothers yet. There's never been a 3rd gen playable character. You've had Pikachu, Jigglypuff, and Mewtwo from the original games. You had Pichu from the 2nd generation. Then from... I don't think 4th generation had a playable character. Oh wait, no, Lucario. Wow. I'm a little slow. But anyway, Plusle and Minun could really function well together. They were the epitome of what double battles were. I mean, their abilities helped each other, their moves were focused on helping other Pokemon. So really, I think they'd be a good addition. Next up is Toad from Mario. Now, Toad is everybody's character that they love to hate. He's very annoying in a lot of the games he's in. However, I think Toad could actually be in Smash Brothers. With the newer Super Mario Bros. Games on the Wii and the Wii U, Toad's actually played an important role in them. He's been one of the 4 playable characters. Actually, 2 Toads have them. Not the classic red Toad with blue jacket. Not that Toad, but still, a Toad is a Toad. But really, I think they could do something interesting with these sports game appearances. Only downside is Peach's regular B move involves Toad. So they'd have to definitely figure out something better to get Peach, because obviously Toad won't work anymore. Toad's gonna be fighting for himself. So, who knows, maybe we could see him in, maybe we won't. I'd personally love to see it. And next up is, from Fire Emblem universe, Sarin or any non-sword wielder. Now I went with Sarin because, really, he's one of my favorite characters. Especially with Radiant Dawn. You know, the explanation of where it came from, it was just really, really awesome. But really, any non-sword wielder would be a welcome change to the normal, just sword-wielding Ike, Marth, and Roy. I mean, we've got those characters who all play pretty much the same and have the same kind of feel to them. Obviously with speeds and powers and stuff being different. But overall, the basic mechanic of each character is pretty similar. Now, I think with a magic wielder like Sarin, you can really get creative. Use the different kinds of magic that are in the games, the different special type and move variations, and really you could just get really creative and awesome with them. I really would like to see Sirit in the next game. Next up from the Donkey Kong universe is the female chimp thing, Dixie Kong. Now, Dixie Kong was, along with Plus and Minun and a few other characters, part of the Forbidden Seven. And honestly, I think the Forbidden Seven all have a great chance of getting in the next Smash Bros. Game. Clearly, they had some kind of direction for them, so it'd be neat to see them. I personally would like Dixie Kong, because if you've ever played Diddy Kong's Quest or Donkey Kong Country 3, I can't remember the subtitle, the subname to that, but really, they could use her hair as a means to attack. They could use her hair to pick up the enemies for her throw. It could just be really interesting to see her in the game. I look forward to it. It'd be a welcome addition to the game. It'd be another female representative, and it would be someone strong from the Donkey Kong universe to help represent Donkey Kong, which is really just something that needs. Yeah, should be a welcome addition in my opinion. Next up is another female from the Star Fox universe this time, Crystal. Now, Crystal has been, from what I've understood, a fan favorite since her debut. Now, I'm not huge on Star Fox games anymore, because really after Star Fox Adventures, the games just kind of went downhill from there. I did like Star Fox Adventures. It was something different, but it just didn't feel like a Star Fox game. However, I still think Crystal could be a great addition to the game. Using the staff that is actually her staff that Fox wielded in the game would really make her different from the other Star Fox characters already in the game. The Chrysoan spirits obviously could have something to do with her character. You could do all sorts of things with Crystal. You could even play her like from Star Fox Assault. Just give her a weapon loadout and do it that way. Really, she could be implemented into the game very well. I'd like to see her in. Next up is a character I don't know a whole lot about. His name is Isaac from Golden Sun. I don't know too much about him, but if you watch the Mega Man trailer, when they first show Mega Man, before his helmet appears, it just zooms up to a silhouette. And really, that silhouette to me looks a lot like Isaac. I don't know if they did that on purpose or what, it just really does. And it got me thinking, that guy seems to be pretty popular from his games. I don't know a whole lot about Golden Sun, but he would be an interesting character. I know that in the Golden Sun games you get movesets and stuff like that to load out your character with, something similar to that. And it'd be really interesting to see how they could implement something like that, like they did with Ness and Lucas, for a character like Isaac. Next up from the Mario universe again is Bowser Jr., who debuted in Super Mario Sunshine and has been in a lot of Mario games since then. And really, his paintbrush is the perfect way to attack. With it, he could, do all sorts of different things. And a lot of people talk about how he could transform into Shadow Mario. But really, Shadow Mario would be no different from Mario. So why even make that an option? It was really only prevalent that he did it in Super Mario Sunshine, as far as I'm aware. Otherwise, he really never transformed that often. If at all, ever into Shadow Mario. He just wore his trademark bandana around his neck. So really, I just think with the paintbrush and then with the final smash, you get really creative and either give him Mecha Bowser, or more in tune with his more recent Mario appearances, have him summon his pirate ship and just kind of like fire on the stage or something. I think a lot could be done with Bowser Jr. Next up is a little bit of an unlikely character, but from Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, is the possessed doll, Geno. Now, I've only played through the game once, but really Geno stuck out to me as a great character. He's definitely someone who he has actually appeared since his original debut in Mario games. He has been in one other game, and that was Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga. So really, it is possible for Nintendo to get a hold of Square and get permission to use Geno in Brawl. I mean, Geno made his debut with Mario. He's a Mario character, and really, it'd be definitely amazing to see Geno in and really just give a trademark nod back to all of those old classic games. I'd love to see it. Next up is from the new Fire Emblem game, Chrom. Now, I know earlier I said that a different class would be better for Smash Brothers than another swordsman, but really with Chrom being the main character of the new Fire Emblem Awakening game, him or even Lucina, I'm not going to say anything else about her, don't want to give any spoilers, that game's still fairly new, but I really think that they could really do well with Chrom in the game. He'd be a great addition, and really, I just love the Fire Emblem Awakening game. I've played through it about 2 or 3 times already, and I've only had it for a couple months. It's a great game, and I'd love to see a character representing them in the game. Even if it was the Avatar character, it would be a great addition to Brawl. Not Brawl, Smash Bros. 4. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Next up is Waluigi from the Mario or Wario universe, whichever way you want to put him in. He made his debut in Mario Tennis and has been in a lot of Mario Party games since. And really, Waluigi could have an interesting moveset. He's a tall, lanky Luigi, for the most part, and he could definitely be interesting, to say the least. I mean, you've got Wario, you've got Mario, you've got Luigi, you've got Bowser, you've got Peach. I think Waluigi would really kind of round all those out. He would definitely make the Mario franchise, I think, fully complete. Even without Toad or without Geno, Waluigi, I think, should still at least be considered. He was an assist trophy, and he's a really different character. Next up is from Namco again, and it's Pacman, who really is Namco's mascot. And as hard as it would be to create a moveset for Pacman, with his 3D body that he had in his own 3D adventures, I could definitely see it being possible from getting in the game, especially with Namco working on Smash Brothers game this time around, along with HAL and Zora Studios. I could really see Pacman getting in and being an influential character, being somebody different, and being the retro nod back that a lot of people want in the game. Now, a lot of people clamor for Little Mac, the boxer from Punch-Out! But honestly, I don't think that could go as creative as you could go with Pacman. I mean, Pacman really doesn't have that big of a shining moment. Pacman doesn't have one means of attack. He could definitely be interesting. Next up is from Donkey Kong, the bad guy, King K. Rool, who I really don't know much about. I had a hard time ever getting through the Donkey Kong Country games when I was a kid. I managed to beat the first one, and that's pretty much all my knowledge from King K. Rool comes from. And the way he throws his cat crown, attacks with the cannonballs, it could be implemented into Smash in a very different way. And I know from his second appearance in Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy Kong's Quest, he used the musket. He was some type of pirate, King K. and honestly, I think you could use the musket or whatever you want to call it, a blunderbuss, whatever. I think he could use that as part of his moves and just really be a different character, another enemy character like Bowser and Ganondorf, and just really, shine from those two and be different and classic and cool. Next up from the Sonic universe is Shadow the Hedgehog. Now, I know he's a third-party character from Sega, and really Sonic hasn't even been confirmed to come back in the game yet. I really hope Sonic does, and honestly I think Shadow would be a great character to go in alongside him. A lot of people would scream, Tails, 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 he would be so much different. But I think Shadow would be more different than Tails could be. I mean, Tails had the same type of attacks as Sonic in the first couple games. He would just roll into that buzzsaw thing and just zoom at people. But Shadow, I could see him using his speed, because he is faster than Sonic, use his speed and his abilities of chaos to control chaos, to really manipulate things. Use his chaos spear, Chaos Blast, all that stuff. I could really see it being implemented and making Shadow an awesome and different character into the game. And next up is other generation Pokemon trainers. Really, you could be very creative with this. From second gen, you could have Cyndaquil, Croconaw, and Meganium. Third gen, you could have Mudkip, Grovyle, Blaziken, fourth generation, you could have Turtwig, who's the Infernape, the middle one, Monferno, and Napoleon. Fourth generation, you're seeing what I'm getting at. And you could just really represent more than one generation of Pokemon and one type of trainer. And really, it'd just be an awesome addition. It's unlikely, but it'd be awesome. I'd love to see it. And it'd be something different. That's what I liked about Pokemon Trainer and Ball. He was different. Next is kind of a cheat, but the characters removed from Melee to Brawl. Mewtwo, Pichu, Dr. Mario, Roy, and Young Link. Really, they should come back, and granted, Dr. Mario and Young Link are just kind of rip-offs of Mario and Link, respectively. You could give them new movesets to make them different and make them their own character. Like Dr. Mario could have more Doctor-based attacks, whereas Young Link could have attacks based more from his time in Majora's Mask. Maybe he even have a transformation type move like Zelda, where he cycles through his masks like that. And while Pichu, granted, is kind of a rip-off of Pikachu, he's really different in the fact that he's true to his game's Pokedex descriptions where he hurts himself. And it really makes the character much more interesting to use than Pikachu, because he's a hazard to himself as well. That's what I liked about Pichu, and I think all 5 characters should be brought back, and all could be different than what they were in Melee and still be great characters. And last is kind of a cheap take again, but custom characters. And I know a lot of people think it could really break the game because people could find combinations and stuff like that that just really overpower their character and separate them from others. But really what I see more of a way to, just immerse yourself more in the game and really just make it fun and longer. You have a bunch of different creative characters, and if you do it like they did in Soul Calibur 5, where none of the characters could become overpowered, and you could still have custom characters galore and still have them great, it'd be a great addition. You could have them, one move could only, link to another move. You choose this move, you only have this option to follow it up with. Limit what you can do, but give you unlimited potential. I think it'd be a great addition to the game and really could be done in very creative ways.